Seattle, December 22, 1990. A chill in the air. But inside the Moore Theater, the heat was rising. Not from stage lights, but from four guys about to make history. This wasn't just another show. This was Alice in Chains, performing live at home, in their prime, and on the edge of changing rock forever. This is the story of Moore Theater, when grunge got teeth and Layne Staley's voice tore through the soul of Seattle. By late 1990, Alice in Chains was still new to the mainstream. Their debut album, Facelift, had just dropped in August. The single Man in the Box hadn't even peaked yet. But on stage, they were already monsters. The Moore Theater show was recorded for MTV, raw, dark, and beautifully unpolished. This wasn't Nirvana smashing guitars. This wasn't Pearl Jam jumping into crowds. This was a band standing still and letting the darkness move through them. Layne Staley stood like a shadow in combat boots, barely moving, barely blinking, but when he opened his mouth, it was like a scream from another dimension. At Moore Theater, Layne wasn't just singing. He was bleeding through the mic. Songs like Love, Hate, Love and Bleed the Freak weren't performed. They were exorcised. Love, Hate, Love in particular became a defining moment, one of the most emotionally raw vocal performances in rock history. Fans still say, no one, not even Vedder, Cobain, or Cornell, ever matched that level of intensity live. And the craziest part? Layne was only 23 years old. This was him before the fame, the addiction, the long decline. This was Layne pure, Layne sharp, Layne dangerous. Jerry Cantrell was already laying down his signature tone. That sludgy, bending riff style that made Alice in Chains instantly recognizable. Mike Starr, deep in the pocket with bass lines that crawled. Sean Kinney, tight on the drums, driving the groove with surgical darkness. This show wasn't a band trying to find themselves. It was a band that had already arrived, and the world just hadn't caught up yet. The Moore Theater show was captured on video, but it was no glossy concert film. It was raw, gritty, low lighting, grainy shadows, like the band itself was performing inside the storm. It aired on MTV's Live from the Vault, and fans started to take notice. This wasn't just another Seattle act. This was the band that made grunge scary. Over 3 decades later, fans still go back to Moore Theater to remember what made Alice in Chains special. Not just the riffs, not just the harmonies, but the emotion, the darkness that was real and not marketed, the pain that was felt, not acted. This wasn't a moment for the charts. This was a moment for the soul of rock. Layne's haunting vocals, Jerry's icy guitar, a band at the peak of raw power, before the spotlight, before the fall. If you want to understand why Alice in Chains stood apart, why Layne Staley was untouchable, and why that early 90s grunge scene had something deeper than just distortion, go back to Moore Theater, watch the performance, feel the tension, hear the truth. Because on that stage in Seattle, Alice in Chains didn't just perform, they revealed everything.
Just